DorkLair.
Welcome to another DorkLair collecting video. Today I'm taking a look at the Mythic Legions All Stars 3 wave that is up for pre-order now. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this is a particular line of figures that a lot of people are coming into. It's a popular line that's growing really fast, and I know I do have some listeners and some viewers who I've turned on to the line. So I thought I would kind of like walk through and just talk briefly about this wave, the nature of pre-orders, the cycle of Mythic Legions and how it works, and then kind of just like touch on my thoughts and also what specifically I'm going to order. I'm not going to do it all in. A couple things are preventing that. My budget a little bit. I just don't. It's so many figures. It's just so hard to go all in every time. And then in addition to that, I want to do some customizing. And so I'm going to do something a little more focused on doing some kit bash type stuff with the figures that I order. So anyway, real quick look at the figures that were available in the vote. So we had 18 figures, some of which are, like kind of interesting choices. Considering what was left out, because characters like Gorgo Etherblade, Otho, like some really early figures that are just beyond accessible at this point, just weren't even available on the list. But apparently Four Horsemen will be actually putting out some other kind of wave that might have them in there. They sort of hinted at that in their like All-Stars voting email. So hopefully we will see like Gorgo and stuff. Some people speculate maybe they're going to be doing new versions of the same character, perhaps update their story, do something like that. But back to this wave. So what we have is 4 winners from the voting, plus 2 brand new characters that seems as though those will probably be their PowerCon exclusives, and then 1 reissued troll that's an updated version of their first 2 trolls. It's sort of a combination of the 2. So that's really cool. Like, this is a solid wave, and I'm just going to start by kind of walking through each character. So starting off with, I think, sort of one of the most in-demand figures is Zazar. Not sure how to pronounce his name, but he's basically the blue demon. He's got the brother who is the yellow demon, and he's just awesome. He's got that unique head sculpt that we haven't seen since the first wave. I don't think they ever reissued any of these in any of the previous All-Stars, so definitely long overdue seeing this guy. I do wish that both of those had made it, but there was only 4. So, like if I got everything I wished for, it would have had to have been like 8. So that just wasn't possible. But yeah, so we have Zazar. And then next up we have Torion, and he's basically a Minotaur with armor, and I know that this figure is popular because it's a Minotaur, and this is only the second Minotaur they had done, so it'll be a nice addition to have a Minotaur. I don't have a Minotaur. I'm definitely ordering this guy. In fact, I'm going to order 2 of him because I have some kit bash ideas that I'm going to do. Next up of the winners of the vote is Malleus. He was hugely popular. That's one of those ones that was aftermarket prices were just through the roof. You just couldn't find him. He's got a really cool paint scheme. He's got sort of like these green colored armor pieces mixed with some rust, but just an awesome looking skeleton. I guess he's the executioner. He comes with 2 axes. So just an great looking skeleton figure. It's always nice to have more skeletons. And I'm actually going to get 2 of these, and that's going to kind of match up with my the other part of my kit bash that I'm going to do, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then next up, we have the 4th and final of the winners, and that's Baron Voligar. And Baron Voligar is a vampire. I think a lot of people were a little bit surprised that he made it in, but hearing from the customizers, I think a lot of people really, really like this figure, both for the looks of it. It's one of those ones apparently that's like doesn't translate like in photos. You have to really have it in hand to really appreciate the paint job on this one. And then also it's got some parts that people were, when they were kind of like putting together their decisions for this had parts that they really wanted for customs and stuff. So it's a really interesting character. Baron Voligar, he's like a vampire knight kind of guy from the 1.0 style. So that's really cool. And so those are the 4. Those are the 4 winners right there. And moving on to the brand new characters, we have what looks like they've done in the past, a Masters of the Universe, Princess of Power tribute figure. And this is this character's name is Dorina Honoris, and she is based on sort of the look of She-Ra, sort of inspired by the look of She-Ra. And it's the, like all the female bodies are the 2.0 body type, sort of the 2.0 female warrior body type here with some elf parts. And then it's got the Freya of Deadhall head sculpt as the alternate head to give it that kind of She-Ra look. So that's really cool. Super crisp looking kind of paint job on that figure. And another really vibrant character here is Lord Dragul, who, as you can tell from that alternate head, is basically a Hordak tribute as well. So that's why I think these two, and I know most people are kind of this assumption that Lord Dragul and Dorina will both be the PowerCon exclusives this year. Those will likely be that, and they'll probably announce that down the road a little bit. But Dragul looks awesome. I'm definitely getting him. He looks really cool. Just the colors on him look amazing. Even the whole Hordak thing aside, I just think this thing looks awesome. So really cool figure. And finally, we have the Stone Troll 2. And this was really surprising. They took the Stone Troll and put the Forest Troll head on it and painted the Forest Troll head Stone Troll colors and also included the original Stone Troll head. So you're getting essentially like one figure that has kind of the best of both of those original trolls. So this is a really cool release. I just don't have room for another troll right now. Like, I'm tempted, and who knows, maybe I'll change my mind by the end of the month, but this is a really tough one to pass up on. But for now, my intention is not to order the Stone Troll 2, so we'll see if I end up doing it. Tease me about it if I do, because I'm trying to resist that one. It's expensive. I mean, it's not that expensive compared to what trolls go for in the aftermarket, but it kind of jacks the price of the whole order up when you add $100 figure in there. But yeah, really, really cool for people who, haven't gotten their hands on either the Forest or the Stone Troll originally. So, talking about my own plans here. So I'm going to throw up an image on the screen. Okay, so like I said before, I'm not going all in. I am making a decent sized order. It's not that far off from the all in price, but I'm not going all in. And that is because I want to get some duplicates. I want to stock up on some guys so that I can do some customs. So I'm getting 2 extras. I'm getting an extra Malleus and I'm getting an extra Torion. And I'm tossing around the idea of maybe another Dragul, but probably not. But I want like extra parts that I can kit bash and make. So my vision would be to take the Malleus, gauntlets, hands, lower boots, shoulder armor, and the black flesh body parts, so the torso, the upper arms, and then the upper legs of Torion, and make sort of like a dark barbarian looking guy. And that'll be kind of like my first real kit bash, like permanent kit bash, rather than, just like mixing and matching and then putting it back, because I love the characters so much. But getting extras and not having to like completely permanently undo a character that I like, I'm going to get the extras and then use those two to like mash up into my one figure, and then I'll have some extra fodder for later. Folks like Jeremy Gerard, Nikki Cheney, these just incredible customizers are inspiring me to just like dive into that a little bit more. Like right now I just have kit bashing in mind, but at some point I might mess around with some paints. I've done a little painting, like weathering and stuff for my model kits, so maybe mess around with that a little bit. But yeah, I want to do a little more customizing. I want to make some of my own characters, some of my own figures, and this is the way that I'm going to do it, because I have figures on the shelf and I'm like, should I break this guy down and do it? But then I don't want to like get rid of that character. So I end up just not doing it. So this will kind of like force me to have extras that I'm like intentionally getting just for the purpose of customizing. And that's what it's going to take for me. So that's my plan, is to get an extra Torion and an extra Malleus. I am getting Zazar because I want him on my shelf, and I am getting Dragul because I want him on my shelf, and I definitely want a Torion and a Malleus. So yeah, this right now is my plan. If I don't know, if I sell something crazy over the next few weeks, like maybe I'll add the troll on there. I just don't really know that I have the space to display it right now. I could mess around with my DTOF cabinets and maybe just like have the trolls on their own or something like that. But the way I have everything set up, there's really not much room for a second troll. I currently have the ice troll. Anyway, yeah, so that's my plan. The standard figures are $35. The troll is $110. Then there's the all-in, which is 6 figures plus the troll, which would normally come to $320, and instead they knock off $20, so it makes it a little more worthwhile. So that's $300. If you want all the figures, like that's totally the way to go. Or if you want most of the figures, that's totally the way to go. But I'm not going to get the She-Ra tribute, and I'm not going to get the Volagar character. And because of that, like it doesn't really make a ton of sense to like add it all up and go with the all-in and add the extras. So yeah, so that should pretty much do it. Just remember that these pre-orders are pay up front. So when you place this order, you're paying up front, and you know, it might be 8 months to a year before these figures actually ship out. So just be prepared for a long wait after having paid up front. I lately have been trying to pay up front. Like when I order from Mezco right now, I'm doing the PayPal thing and I am paying up front. I'm trying to do that a little bit more because what it's forcing me to do is it's forcing me to like really think about what I want to pre-order and pre-order less stuff, less frequently, less just like impulsive pre-orders, like, oh, I don't have to pay for it till later, I'll just pre-order it. Less of that. And knowing that I pay for it up front, it really forces me to pick what I really want, because as the collections grow, the space dwindles, the finances get challenged, and it just becomes this thing and turns into this cycle of, oh, I gotta sell some stuff so that I can get some stuff, and you know, that's just a pain in the neck. So that's my thing. I really like pre-ordering up front. So I like this kind of thing. I like paying up front. I know some people don't. If you don't like paying up front, there are other options. It might be more expensive in the long run. For example, like pre-ordering from Big Bad Toy Store or Empire Toy Store, or Mallfish is a really good one. Or taking the chance and waiting for an in-stock sale, which can be crazy. In-stock sale, you're going to pay the same price, but you're also going to have a serious headache because their servers always crash and it gets really, really crazy. So this really is, if you want to get into Mythic Legions, this right now is the way to do it. This is what to do. Pre-order these. Even if you just get a couple, just do it, set it, forget it, and you will be so happy when those things arrive, because you will have paid $35 each rather than $50 in those retailer store prices. So that's my video. Let me know in the comments what you're ordering from this wave. I'm super pumped. I can't wait. It's just an awesome wave. I love what Four Horsemen is doing, and they are just killing it right now. So good. Thanks for watching. Remember to follow me on Instagram at DorkLair. And until next time, may the force be with you.